How's everyone doing? Hopefully we'll get some people to join on this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Friday, 6:35 p.m. Beautiful day. It was about high 60s today. March 18th, day after St. Patrick's Day. We are on the Wantor Parkway, heading south. We're going to go down to the beach. So you'll be able to see the happenings of Friday evening down in Long Beach, Lido Beach, Atlantic Beach, and we'll end up in Far Rockaway up Broad Channel. The Wantor Parkway, what we're going to do is we're going to take it south all the way down to the end, down to Jones Beach. This was the parkway system set up, made to have access to the beaches. Jones Beach, you have access by the Wantor Parkway, and also the Meadowbrook Parkway. Sunset's at 7:04 tonight, so we'll be facing east pretty soon. We'll be facing towards the sunset. Should be a pretty decent sunset tonight. It's a little cloudy. Hopefully it makes for a good one. This here, as you can see by the sign, it's Sunrise Highway. So Sunrise Highway would run east-west. We could head back towards the city just by hopping on Sunrise Highway here, west. And that's what runs parallel to the Bell Parkway. Conduit, the service road, once you're in Queens, would be 27. So 27 heading west here, you would end up on Conduit, called the Bell Parkway service road by JFK. Once we get south of these highways here, it gets nice. It opens up, and you have a nice view of everything, which is pretty cool. Hey, what's up, guys? I'm seeing you now. I just opened up YouTube on my iPad. I'm seeing you guys commenting here, but I'm not seeing it up on the screen, which is fine. I can see you here. So what's up? What's going on, guys? I just can't bring your comments up on the screen, though. So sorry about that. But cuz you're listening, cool. Elios, I don't drive for work. My job just involves a lot of driving. I used to drive for work. We were Uber before Uber, personalized chauffeuring, and I have quite a few stories from back in the day in driving. That's how, well, I always liked to drive, but then I started working for a living, and now currently I don't drive for a living, but just my job entitles me to be all over the place, which I see as a good thing. Florgon, what's going on? Happy to see. Florgon, if you ever want to hop on, you just let me know. Drop you the link. Cool, man. So we're getting closer to the beach now. It's foggy down here. Very foggy. Florgon. I heard some things, and they sound good. Tried some things too, but I hear good things over there. I hear some very good things with the happens. So we're going to end up on Ocean Parkway, which Ocean Parkway is what travels the beach. And oh man, it is foggy down here. Wow. Hope you guys can see at least something. Oh, Anthony Elios, Philly to Wildwood. Nice ride. Yeah, I like taking advantage, and night driving is great. Recently just went to Miami, left at night, and I didn't hit 1 ounce of traffic until I was in South Beach. It was amazing. Flew out of New York, down Jersey, through Delaware, all that. Baltimore, Washington, Richmond. It was nice. Ended up down in South Florida around 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon. That beeping, which I actually should shut off because it's probably annoying the crap out of you guys. Yeah, see that? I'm swerving. That one's the swerve beep. But the other one, I have it set, which is a pretty cool feature, where you can have it set so that when you're going 10 miles per hour over the speed limit, it'll beep and tell you. So very popular summertime destination, obviously. There is not a boardwalk or town, so to speak, on Jones Beach. Jones Beach is beach and parking lots. Once we get into Long Beach, you'll see that Long Beach is a true neighborhood on the beach. Long Beach is still Long Island, Nassau County. We won't be in Queens until we get into Far Rockaway. Yeah, Florgon. The weather changes. The weather changes are great driving down south. What's real? What's going on, man? How you doing? What's real? I see you. We're down in Jones Beach, Long Island, Nassau County, just east of Queens, New York City. This is your classic suburban beach area. Probably the most well-known beach on Long Island, Jones Beach. This gentleman has his motorcycle out. How you doing? Taking a little bike ride. So this typically, I feel like hopefully I'm back now. Sorry about that, guys. We're going over the bridge. So I lost you for a minute. I might cut out a couple of times just for the next couple of minutes or so. Once we're in Lido and Long Beach, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. Nice. Thanks, you. That's real. Figured that. Figure I'm gonna hit some dead spots here now. It's been pretty good so far. Overall, with all the videos anyway. It would not be as easy to move around. Summer Friday. Probably be a lot more doing on these roads here. Sorry, it's cutting in and out. Should get more stable in just a few minutes. Yeah. Kind of island hopping here. All these small, little, tiny islands that connect. What we're doing is we're leaving Jones Beach and actually heading over to Lido Beach. And then Lido Beach is going to connect to Long Beach, which will connect to Atlantic Beach, and then into Far Rockaway, Queens. So here we're hopping onto another little island here, so might cut out, but just about a minute or two, and we should be good. Anthony Elios, I'm just seeing the Philly to Myrtle Beach. Myrtle Beach, another great golf destination. I was just recently in Hilton Head, which they'll be playing the pro tournament there soon. Ocean City is great for golf. Love the golf in Ocean City. At first, I was going down to Myrtle Beach to play golf in terms of like that local road trip golf getaway place. But then discovered the courses over in Ocean City. It's a much shorter drive to Ocean City. We were doing it in like 4.5 hours from Queens. But Myrtle Beach has that barefoot landing over there. The barefoot landing courses are pretty nice. But out in Ocean City, you have the links at Lighthouse Sounds and Rum Point, and there's a few other ones. There's another one that straddles the North Carolina-South Carolina border, which is pretty cool. The beer cart beverages are actually different for certain holes because the beer laws are all different in North Carolina. So, quirky little facts. So here now we're into Lido Beach, less foggy. Look at the beach to the left there. These are quiet little local beaches that you would need your local parking pass to park in these parking lots during prime, and not open to the world type beaches. There's some beach clubs here too. I believe the Malibu is up here on the left. Beach clubs are a thing down here too. Over in Rockaway, you have the Surf Club, Seagull. Ha! Jealous what's real. That's the point. That's the whole point of this. Get you to see it, and make people that are not from here maybe be like, you know what? Let me go check it out. It's like I've said before. There's the negatives to this area. Everyone knows all about them. If I had my opportunity to possibly live somewhere else and I think I'm back. I would love to live in a warm climate. It's got to be nice. I mean, look how excited we are here that it's a nice day today. So, but this is a nice area, and again here, I mean, we're just we're in Nassau County still, just a few miles off Queens. Well within the boundaries of what you would call the tri-state area. So. Florgon, Darfuski. This is why you need to cut Co-Train. Co-Train, what's going on? Co-Train, try to decipher what my Yankee fan Florgon is saying over there. I'm not just kidding. What's going on, Co-Train? We're down on the beach, down by the beach, boy. Anthony Elios. That's funny. It's a nice part of town here for sure. This still is Lido Beach. Not entered Long Beach yet. A couple of minutes will be in Long Beach. Oh, really, Florgon? Interesting. Sounds like a road trip. Sounds like a road trip. Anthony, I read at the light, Anthony Elios, what you said. That's funny. The morning dew down there is great. I remember the morning dew in the South from playing baseball. Really, I really remember the tournaments down in East Cobb, Georgia. East Cobb, Georgia has a great youth baseball league and facility that hosts some of the top tournaments every year. Top scouts are there, all the SEC, all the big time guys, they're all always there. East Cobb, their top team is the East Cobb Yankees. I believe they're the East Cobb Astros and a whole bunch of them. But I remember those morning games and the morning dew. There was that mist along that thin cut grass, that grass that we don't have up here. And then I remember them going down to play golf. It was the same thing because we would get early tee times also in the morning, first out. And it would be that fog, and we would have fog delays a lot of times too. But the wet grass was always a thing that I remember from the South. Take a look over and see what you guys are saying here before going. Yeah, East Cobb. They were decent. I remember the first fields. I remember you not being allowed to spit sunflower seeds was Baseball Heaven out in Yaphank out on Long Island because they were one of the first fields to put the new style of AstroTurf down, the one that uses the recycled pebbles, and it's all biodegradable and everything, and the sunflower seeds, they don't go anywhere, so they wouldn't let us spit the seeds out. But probably the nicest dugouts I played in I played in Keyspan, when it was Keyspan Park, where the Brooklyn Cyclones play. St. John's University had some really nice dugouts, and the Brooklyn Cyclone Stadium was actually home to St. John's University for some time. And, I had that backwards, sorry. The Cyclones played at St. John's and vice versa also because when they were building the stadium, that was the alternate stadium that they would use, was St. John's. But St. John's, it's really cool dugouts and clubhouse type facilities. The ones where you step down were always the best. Always the best. Have the cleats crunching. What's better than the sound of metal cleats crunching on concrete? It's the sound of summer. Wouldn't be Long Island without a bunch of bagel places. Alrighty. Yeah, the fields are way different down in Antiolos. It's a different type of grass. I remember the College of Charleston. They have a practice infield that is nicer than a lot of the infields that I've played on. I mean, it makes a difference as an infielder. As an infielder, some of these infields are so nice, but if you play school ball in New York City, I mean, you're not playing on good infields, which only makes you better. Only makes you better. If you could field on, when I was in high school, our home field was in Red Hook, Brooklyn. It was behind the projects. Going then and playing in the summer and playing at St. John's or wherever, Baseball Heaven with artificial turf, there was no bad hops. Once you eliminate a bad hop, it's a game changer. St. John's University had a real nice infield. Pace University up in Pleasantville was our home field for a few years, and that had a really, really nice infield too. It wasn't the best, but it was good. It was very good. It was real, not artificial. By the later years in college, by then, a lot of the fields were the artificial turf. Point Lookout, yeah, Flogon. You're correct. Into Long Beach now, though. Now we're in Long Beach. And you know what, Flogon? I'm actually gonna pass that bar that those guys are playing at tonight. The one that's in that text message. Funny enough. If they're playing outside, I should stop. Give the boys a preview, you know what I mean? You have to text them. Let them know what round one looks like. Oh, co-train, yeah. The girls, yeah. The softball field's a smaller field. The hot corner in softball is truly the hot corner. But if you eliminate that bad hop and you can play it true every time, it's nice. The ball's gonna skid too. Say you hit it in the gap, big field. It's gonna bounce. You'll get more ground with doubles than you should, maybe, as opposed to on grass. Let's see what you guys are saying. No, Flogon. So Flogon, if you go and look at the messages, they're playing first over here at 5. I think they started, and I think from here they're supposed to go over there. Dennis doesn't think they'll make it in time, but I'm pretty sure, unless I misread all that the band's playing here first, and then from here they're going over to Rockaway Beach. Taking the same trip we're taking, actually. Oddly enough, because I was gonna do this anyway. This was basically the planned route. Yeah, that place actually we're going to be in 6 minutes. So we're 1.7 miles away from that bar where they are supposed to be right now. Unless they just wrapped up now. But they did. J Gal Bags. That's what I was just saying, J Gals. I mean, I wasn't really planning on it, but ironic enough that I'm going to be. I have it in my GPS that place first, so maybe I'll see if I could pull over there. Long Beach, still in Nassau County. Towards Queens, the Rockaways. Don't get it confused with Rockaway, Jersey. Often confused. Most people, actually, for some reason, that are not from around here, when you mention Rockaway, they think of Jersey. The Rockaways are geographically south of Brooklyn, but part of Queens. There's a Rockaway Beach, Oregon. Interesting. That's true. Yeah, J Gals. They got no clue. What J Gal bags? Oh, when you pay for it, J Gal bags. If you pay for it, you'll be able to do that, by the way. You gotta cough up some of that Scarol. All right, so we are 4 minutes away from that spot, and then we will be in Atlantic Beach, and then up into Far Rockaway. Flogan, when are you going to come on, Flogan? Yeah, well, what about you, J Gal bags? When are you hopping on? The western side of Long Beach gets tighter. It's the old side. What we just went through is the newer, a little more wide open side. Here it gets a little tighter. Very cool beach town. Just a couple of minutes from that spot. It gets extremely busy down here. Summer nights. Not Queens yet, so you can keep that right on red, which is convenient. So let's see. Oh no, it's a few more blocks up. But yeah, this is more of the town of Long Beach, more of what you would think of if you're gonna come, grab a drink, grab dinner. The saloon, well-known bar on the left. So J Gal bags. That place is on the left. Let's see if we can hear him. I think I hear him. Huh. I can't tell if that's a live band in there. I think it is. Top this Huey. Dead end block. Children behind me. Definitely need to be careful for them. But yeah, funny Jagow bags. If the rumor is true. Maybe I could park across the street. But I don't know. Doesn't really seem like, if they are, it's hard to tell. Definitely hopping down here. You guys came to destination number one, if anything, to tell you the truth. You know what? At least spin around the block. One more time, just give you a little better view of what's going on over here. And then we'll keep on our merry way. Speed bumps. I didn't hit this many bumps in all of Florida. The whole state of Florida, I didn't hit this many bumps. Keep the window down, give you some sounds. Sights and sounds of Long Beach. These blocks, this whole entire area got tore off pretty bad in Hurricane Sandy. Needless to say, it's an extremely vulnerable spot, and it was underwater. They're still recovering. Yeah, so Jagow bags, that place is right there on the left. Girls just want to have fun. That's what you guys are going to get. Girls just want to have fun. I mean, yeah, they sound pretty good, but definitely sounds like a woman singer in there. A little country folk action. Should be all right. So we'll be in Atlantic Beach, if not now, very soon. Going in, no, co-train. No. No, not tonight. But the funny thing about that is the band that is playing at that place right now at 9:30 p.m. will be playing where a bunch of my buddies are going to be. Where we're driving right now, actually. But no, not tonight, Coach. I better check myself over here. 25 mile per hour. So you don't have to worry about the speed cameras in Nassau County. Once you hit Queens, we got to worry about the speed cameras. Speed cameras are a 5 boroughs thing. But here you got to worry about the local cop that's hanging around. It's 25. Yeah, Coach Train. No. So this is Atlantic Beach. Atlantic Beach, a much quieter beach town. Even though we're even that much closer to Queens. I mean, we can't be more than a couple of miles outside of Queens now. Small beach town. So, it's still nice out, really. Yeah, it's chilly down here because we're on the water, but it's still nice out. Still nice. Still not that bitter chill, which hopefully we've lost for the year. I'm assuming it was a nice day up and down the east coast. I'm assuming Boston had some nice weather. Philly had some nice weather. Usually when you get a day like this, it's nice up and down the East Coast. Yeah, Co-Train, you have no idea. It was so nice being in South Florida, being able to drive and not watch the ground for potholes. There's potholes everywhere around here. And this isn't even that bad. These are just repairs over time. This is even, these aren't even potholes that are like that. And all this, these are repairs and gas lines, and they never just repave the thing. If you look, that's a union thing. Every time they fix a pipe or do something, they only repair the concrete that they ripped up for the repair. They don't go and just repave everything. That's a whole separate another project. So this is the Atlantic Beach Bridge. We're gonna have to pay a toll up ahead, which this bridge, I think, is the only bridge in New York that does not take a easy pass, which is crazy. This doesn't get us into Queens yet, I don't believe. I believe this is still borderline right on Nassau County. All right, so I have to read my signs here. This is a very confusing bridge because I don't want decals only. I want all vehicles. There we go. Decals are a local thing that people have on their vehicles. Hey, dude.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Nice woman. Oh, we gotta go this way. Yeah, it's odd to hit a toll booth now. I haven't paid cash in a toll booth. I usually don't go this way. Right before we would get into Long Beach, from before that bar, we could have hung up right and then headed up towards the highway, back towards Sunrise Highway. You know, in normal circumstances, I'd probably just make that right and go up there. But I want to show you Far Rockaway. And this, we are hitting New York City right now. That's why the speed limit changed. Now we got to worry about cameras. We got to worry about everything that comes along with entering into New York City. Far Rock. Stack buttons. Squad up. Now is when we chill. Because I was just doing 32. 3 more miles, and it's, again, speed cameras everywhere. Be careful if you come down here. Yeah. Foregone. What a racket. Cash? Are you kidding me? Yeah, and the speed cameras are some racket. What's funny about the speed cameras is that they were first introduced in Long Island, in the school zones. That's where they first came around, in school zones on Long Island. So in those specific school zones, if you're doing 10 miles per hour over the speed limit, which was usually either 15 or 20, you got nabbed. The argument out in Nassau County became then, well, should you get a ticket for it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, or only during the designated times when our school times, which I believe is, say, 8 a.m. or 7 a.m. to 9 a.m., and then 2 to 4 or 2 to 6, something like that, Monday through Friday, school days. People were getting tickets at, 8:30 at night or 10 o'clock at night or 2 o'clock in the morning in these speed zones. So that was the first pushback on it. There were two arguments on that side. I could understand, say, the 6:30 at night, someone going through. If you're flying through a speed zone 6:30 at night, I understand someone saying that's ridiculous because, well, you can have baseball practice. There's still kids around. Like, don't be a jerk around a speed zone around the school. That's a pretty plain and simple fact. 2 o'clock in the morning, yeah, is maybe a little different than, say, 6 o'clock at night or 7 o'clock at night, because at 6 or 7 o'clock at night, you'll have athletes that are still around the school, out at school in the city. So we were out. We were athletes out around the school and around those times, late. They went back and forth on these speed cameras for a couple of months, maybe even a year or so in Nassau County. Finally, they were able to get rid of them on Nassau County because it's ridiculous. It is a racket for them. Once they got rid of them on Nassau County, Mayor de Blasio, the former Mayor de Blasio, decided, oh, you know what? Why don't we do it in New York City? Seemed like they were making a good amount of doing that. Why don't we do it? It coupled into his Vision Zero initiative, which his Vision Zero initiative was to cut all pedestrian deaths in New York City by, 2020 something, whatever. There's a big push he lowered a whole bunch of the speed limits. A lot of these speed limits that are 25 were 35s, or they were 30s, or they were even 45s. Conduit was a 45, I believe, or 40. It's down to 30, 20. So he cut down speed limits, added pedestrian lanes, added bike lanes, threw speed cameras up. Hence, New York City being littered. And before he left office just recently, he planted, I think the number was another 2,000 that got planted everywhere in the city. So they're everywhere. This is a 25 mile per hour. So currently right now, I am doing 32, 33 miles per hour. That's what he did to traffic, pretty much. It's just social engineering at its finest. It could be done. Sounds good on paper. Always sounds good on paper. Oh, I really flew on? I didn't know that about your dad. I didn't realize it's your hearse, yeah, but I know over there. Yeah, and at the Elios, it is a good feature. It's a good little reminder for sure. And yeah, co-train, similar situation. Yep, Similar situation, co-train with the construction zone, where people were getting nabbed for a speed. And the thing with the speed cameras is that if it's a 20 or 25, you're doing 36, 37 miles per hour. It's not like you're blasting through them, especially depending on the type of street. I mean, you can see this road that we're on. It can't get any more wide open than this, but you can't do anything about it. There's a speed camera right there on the left speed camera. I was just doing 30 and a 25 I was doing, so I'm good. But how easy is it for me to accelerate and go and do be doing 36, 37? So here's this little split where we'll get into Rockaway Freeway here. Far Rockaway, Queens. We're geographically due south of JFK Airport. Far Rockaway will. If the other end of Far Rockaway is Breezy Point, Bell Harbor. The other end of the geographical peninsula. What these are the I can't really see. I don't know what projects these are. These are some projects on the right. I don't think they're the Hammels yet. Beach 44th. Got the bodega on the left. Old Chinese food. I appreciate you guys taking the ride. Oh my God, the fortune at the co-train, you have no idea. You have no idea the amount that they must make on those I mean, it's so easy to get nabbed by one of those cameras. They make a fortune. You almost have to just assume they're everywhere. With some roads and some circumstances, it really is hard to constantly be monitoring that. Even while driving safely, it is what it is. Oh, Papa John's. So the beach is to the left, right to the left of us. 1 block to the beach, to the left is the beach. 1, 2, 3 blocks to the right is the bay. Up into Jamaica Bay and then JFK Airport. There's some more projects. The beach, right on the left. Yeah, Anthony Elios, you're right about that. They are all gone. They're literally all gone. All those workers. That has gone all robotic. Look at these potholes, co-train. How about these right there? How about that right there? That's the type of thing you bottom out in. those. Yeah. It just gets better and better as you go. Again, Far Rockaway, Queens. Let's see if I beverage. There's the beef. Yeah. Yeah, co-train. I've lost a few tires before. Flogan, I am definitely not stopping around here, bro. Come on. Indian food. Here? You sure? If I was going to stop, it would definitely be in Long Beach. Not here. Ooh. See that guy? See that beep? That's the beep of you're going to run into that guy. I guess that one wasn't right. Oh my God. Jeez. Not really where you want to lose a tire either, you know? It's just an inconvenient spot. You know what I mean? Floor gun. Goodies, greedies. Floor gun. I don't think people have realized your troll ability yet. Can't wait for you to come after me. I kind of want to give you a little sounds and Far Rockaway, you know what I mean? Sounds. We're up to Beach 69th. What's the bridge? Like 96 to 97 or something like that? We're in the 60s. We gotta go to the 90s to get to the bridge. I believe. This is where we used to come for the mixtapes. Flogon would be. I actually found a bunch of those mixtapes recently. Old ones. Those were fun. Those trips here for the guy just had them all spread out on the table. I think it was in the supermarket parking lot. I remember it being a big kind of a shopping center parking lot. I think a supermarket. But we'd pick up some great mixtapes right over here. So now we're under the A train. Well, right along it here. Beach 84th. See what you guys have to say in here. Yeah, definitely test your suspension over here, that's for sure. That is for damn sure. Whoops. All 25 mile per hour. Whoa. Wow. Floor gone. You almost got your wish again. Wow. I didn't think they were going to. I mean, wow. Holy cow. You guys are probably just going to, like, watch just to see, like, if anything happens, like, you know. God, knock on wood. This bridge is thankfully going to take easy pass. That's telling me that we're coming into the state troopers like to hang out over here. They patrol the bridges. It's interesting how the jurisdictions work. So wait till you can hear me. Hold on. So in New York City, you have the NYPD. Historically, in New York City, the state troopers did not hold jurisdiction. They didn't patrol. The only things that they would patrol were the bridges, the state bridges, or the state parks, so state properties. The state troopers would patrol, but you wouldn't see in New York City. You wouldn't see any state troopers patrolling the streets or highways. On Long Island, you have the state highways. So you would see them there, or in Westchester County, what we would call upstate, quote unquote. You would see the state troopers patrolling Long Island highways, Westchester highways, but not within the 5 boroughs of New York. Recently, in recent history, when there was a political bout between Cuomo and de Blasio, when crime was spiking in New York City, you might remember Cuomo making some comments that de Blasio needed to step his game up in terms of the city. One of the steps that Cuomo took was that he sent the state police to the neighborhoods so you were seeing state troopers kind of on Crossway Boulevard, in Howard Beach, in places where you didn't see them before. You would see them on the Belt Parkway. You still see them on the Belt Parkway, where historically you never saw a state trooper patrolling those parts of the Belt Parkway. It just didn't happen. A little in between where you don't see them as much, but more present than they used to be. They're all over the bridges. So just don't even try to speed through the bridges because they're all over the bridges. Tunnels into the Manhattan. You also have those are MTA, I believe. MTA patrolled. Danny Stories, what's going on, Danny Stories? How you doing, man? Good to see you. Let's see what you guys are saying here. Code train, yeah. Make sure first, all right? Then you can laugh. Before you send the videos out for editing, you know what I mean? Before you download it and send it out, yeah. Let's make sure first, because I'm sure they'll make the rounds, you know what I mean? Before you get the sound effects. See, here always gets, I always forget here. I feel like people fly. I feel like there's a speed camera here somewhere. But a lot of people just don't know or don't care. They'd rather, I think it's only, I want to say only with quotations, $50. Might be less. So a lot of people actually will do things to mask their license plate. That's a very popular thing. They'll bend it up. They'll put a piece of tape over it, make it look like a 3, so the camera can't. They'll do a lot of things to they have to do it low key now, because those troopers sitting at the bridge will look for that. They used to just cover them up with that's what we used to do, that plastic tint that we put on to cover from the cameras, but they'll pull you over in a second for that now. People will do sneaky little things to try to make their numbers different and conceal their license plate. Put a light film or tint over it. What I'll do is when I get up to that parking area, I'll head into the one that faces JFK. And I'll say what's up and goodbye to you guys from over there. But this actually here is this federal land? It might be. It's not city land, but it's the Jamaica Bay Refuge area. So there's trails, there's docks. This is what's connecting Rockaway / Broad Channel up into Cross Bay. But it's uninhabitable by humans. So we're heading north right now, north up towards Howard Beach. Yeah, we're about a half a mile away from the parking area. Crowded. About some comments, talk to you guys for a second. Let's see what's up. Let's see what's going on here. Wow. Crowded here tonight. Let's see. Pulling right over here. That right in front of you is JFK. I'm gonna kill my lights, just so I don't want to hurt them. Co-train. So the speed camera tickets are not on your license. Those are directed towards your license plate. So the name that's registered to your license plate, you're going to get a ticket. It's a points moving violation to your license because they have no proof of who's driving the vehicle. So that's why less people care about it than they should. To me, it's just I've gotten my fair share. It's just an unnecessary payment back to the city that it's just ridiculous to willy-nilly just give it back to them. But actual, like, pulled over by the authorities type tickets, there is a limit to them. You pay driver assessment fees. If you rack up a certain amount of points in a certain amount of time, you can definitely disqualify yourself rather quickly. But the speed camera or the red camera lights that you go through, those they get the license, and then wherever the license is registered to, that individual is receiving a ticket, but not to that person's driver's license, the license plate. Hey, thanks, Danny Stories. Thanks for hopping in, man. Appreciate it. If you're still here, but thanks for hopping in. Really, really appreciate it. Don't know why. Still wasn't able to see the comments on the StreamYard, which is pretty weird. So I've been just looking at the iPad that I have here. Co-train 3 in 1 calendar year. Oh, 3 speeding. I know even here, depending on the how far you are over the speed limit, I think they can revoke, or you have to go to court at a certain amount of speed over. It's a mess. I dealt with that when I was younger. I dealt with it enough and paid enough, and that's why, to me, the whole speeding, and it's unnecessary money back to them. But they'll get you driver assessment fees and any moving violations, the points, depending on they'll hurt you for it. Which I guess if you're reckless to that point where you can't control yourself to that point, I guess then it's warranted. I'm just gonna grab a drink, and then I'm gonna pull out of here, and then once I pull out of here and start driving, I'll wrap it up then. But I'll stay on for a couple of more minutes. I see there's a few still in here. Yeah, it's meaning they take your license. Yeah, I would figure Massachusetts is very similar to New York and those types of laws with violations and things like that. I know with transfers of titles and insurance, Vermont is a pretty loose state. You're able to buy and sell things easier up there. You could pretty much take a piece of paper, write down, hey, I'm transferring ownership of X, Y, and Z, VIN number X, Y, and Z to this person. That other person signs it, and you're good to go. And that'll hold up. A lot of it was manual, not electronic, for a while up there. But I would figure New York's very similar with the speeding tickets. It's just not worth it. It's really not worth it. And the insurance, they bang you for the insurance. The insurance in New York City is much more expensive. In the 5 boroughs in New York City, the insurance is a couple $100 more a month than if your address is on Long Island or a suburb. Just for an example, if you're paying somewhere around $200 a month, $250 a month for insurance on Long Island, that's a pretty good deal if you have full coverage. That's insurance for someone in Brooklyn is probably, call it double. I would say it's probably double. I've experienced more. I know when I first was getting my own insurance with my own license, and I was well under 26, the difference was astronomical. On Long Island, I believe I could have gotten it for about $125, $150 with like a State Farm. They wanted over $600 for a young kid in Brooklyn. Can you imagine being an 18, 19-year-old having to pay for your own insurance. You figure out a way to save money, and you had to make a car payment or buy a car, whatever you do. And then you're like, all right, let me go insure this thing. $600 a month. What? Like, you gotta be kidding me. And then you talk to someone that lives on Long Island, or, and it's like, oh yeah, 200 full coverage, $500 deductible. What? It's a huge disparity. I haven't looked at it recently, but I know historically, if you can type in the get your quote type things on the apps, and if you look at it, you'll see that it's a big difference. It's a huge difference. But they're all hippies. Yeah. Up in Vermont, they're a special breed. Up in Vermont, they're if you're into politics, I'll put it this way: I am, but do not like discussing it. If you look at them, the people of Vermont, through a political lens, they're very interesting because they are a state of immense freedoms. They truly believe in their right to bear arms, but yet they are as blue as they come. Not saying bad, not saying good. It's just an interesting paradox, especially when you speak. I know plenty of them very well, and they're people that not many tourists go and visit northern Vermont, so to speak, unless you're going to Burlington. So it's not a very transient area. They don't have people passing through there quite often. So it's a quiet area in that sense. Yes, southern Vermont, those southern Vermont ski areas, yes, obviously I know people visit those areas all the time. But I'm talking north of Burlington, Alberg, Swanton, up towards the Canadian border, those towns. If anything, they have, and historically, in years past, they would have Canadians come down, especially depending on how the dollar was doing. Canadians cross the border to come down to do shopping, go back, come down. That was most of their that daily transient trip into the States, as they like to call it. Snowmobiling, sledding, four-wheelers, outdoor sports is their thing. They have it all. They have the property. So you can see straight ahead is the A train. Hopefully on the screen, you'll be able to see it passing by, but it's going right to left, right where all that light is, right in there. Hopefully you can see it. So that's the A train. That's probably the one that we just saw. That was up in that station hanging out, because that's the starting point where we just were. That'll end up all that wrapping around all the way and heading up into Manhattan, into the city, as we like to call it. If you hear people from Brooklyn or Queens or Staten Island say the city, we're usually referring to Manhattan. If you didn't know that, Coltrane and Danny Stories and those are your folks not from around here. A lot of times we'll just say, oh yeah, the city. Oh yeah, it's in the city. Yeah, Rayo's is in the city. Yeah, Little Italy in the city. We're saying Manhattan, the borough of Manhattan. But technically the city is all 5 boroughs. Yeah, Coltrane, exactly. If you look at who their senator, it's as blue as it comes, but it's not in the way you would think. And as a New Yorker, they're quite different than, say, like Southern folk. Because I think as New Yorkers, we just feel like once we leave New York, we're dealing with just country people, so to speak. But those people, they're a different culture up in that northeast region up there, that New England, that up the North Country, I believe they would say. they're a culture on their own. They're not a typical. I mean, they're not a typical Midwest. They're not a typical Deep South. Their accent is a mixture of a Canadian and a deep Montreal accent. You don't really hear too much Boston in their accent. You hear a little more of the E in the Vermont accent. If you ever watch the shows that are those Ice Road Truckers or any of those shows where they follow around the truckers up in Canada, the real city guys from in Montreal and Toronto and the cities, if you hear that accent, that's very similar to the accent that you'll find in the Burlington area. A true Vermontian from that area will hold that same accent. Florgon. Definitely, we should check it out. It's cool up there. It's cold as all you know what's in the winter, but it's very cool up there. It's quiet. Very quiet. It's a quiet area. But I know the area like the back of my hand by now. And most of the living, even if you go up during the winter, I mean, most people are going to have large indoor heated garages. So, you know, it's built for the cold. I never end up skiing up there. I've skied many times in my life. I've never gone in Vermont. When I go to Vermont, it's not to ski. None of my buddies ski or snowboard. They're more into the snowmobiling, if anything, or, you know, the off-roading trails and all that stuff. But actually just going to a ski lodge or no, not there. All my skiing has been done in the Poconos. Good old Pennsylvania. I like Pennsylvania. I always liked going on the 4th of July. The 4th of July is cool in Pennsylvania, up in that like Lake Wallapampek. I never know how to say it. There's a lake up by Lake Ariel and Lake. It's north of the Poconos, in that same vicinity though, and it's a huge lake, and it starts with a W, and there's a few L's in the middle of it, and I think another W in there somewhere. Lake Wallapampek, something like that. Huge lake, great fireworks shows, but it's awesome because it's a quiet town. You can find the spot. You don't have to get very close and congested area and hang out and say just even like a spot like this, and you just see the fireworks off in the distance, but not a far distance. So very, very cool being. I like it there. But when I went, that's the area I was in. So maybe from people from there wouldn't say I wasn't truly in the Poconos. J. Gal Bags. What do you know about VT, J. Gal Bags? You know nothing about Vermont. Absolutely nothing. What do you know? What? Killington? Southern Vermont? What do you go? All the tourists down there? Go get Yauco? What do you know about Vermont? Come on. Out of here. You know, I'm just kidding, obviously. I didn't know you went. How often do you go to Vermont, Jay? What is this all about? Oh, Okemo. Okemo's Vermont? It's got to be Southern Vermont. Yeah, Florgon. What does this guy know? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. J-Gal. Stop. It's been years. Is Killington's down there too, right? I mean, I've done the rounds in the Poconos. I've done the Fernwood and all those. The Fernwood's actually got some pretty nice condos. Those ones over there. Did any of you come with us when we went? Actually, found out I was going to be a father in the Poconos. How crazy is that? At the Fernwood. Jake out bags. I got another troll in here. I need Jake out. What's going on, bro? When are you gonna hop on here? I was just about to wrap this up, and then you pop your head in here again, like always. And we need to figure out the next spot that we're going to. I'm definitely down for if you, that's South Carolina over there. Maybe a panhandle type thing. But you moving about doing stuff. Oh, thanks, Coach Train. That was 8 years ago. 8 years ago that was a while ago, but that's where it was revealed that it would be the case. Oh, that's right, Jay. You mentioned that. Maybe I'll do a road trip. I'll just go live the whole time. I know I could easily fly, but I don't know. That would be an interesting road trip because I don't know if I would just be heading down 95, if I'd be cutting across like I was going to Tennessee. I think I would probably be taking like the Tennessee route, which is a pretty boring ride through Virginia. But Oh, you're driving? And they're that expensive? Well, yeah, I mean, we definitely can. Or, I mean, if we have two drivers, you know me, I can go, well, I just did 19 straight. I just did 19 hours straight to Miami. So, if you do the math, if you want to do it that way, or we could stop. We can definitely stop. But if you want to do the math and do it that way, I could do right off the bat. I could do 19, wherever that gets us going that direction. I'm sure it'll get us pretty close. Yeah, well, I know you're serious. Believe me. I know you're serious. Jazz Fest. Well, how about if we go, but you just go to Jazz Fest? I'll go golfing. I'll find the golf course. You go to Jazz Fest. Yeah. Where's the mods? Get this. No, just kidding. Right, yes, we're gonna saute some mushrooms. Yeah, we're gonna get a grill. We're gonna go on this when we stop, pull over on the side of the road. We're gonna saute some nice mushrooms and put it right on some steaks. That's when we get the RV going. That's when. Oh man, can you imagine? Yeah, I mean, Jacob. I mean, it's not a family. It's whatever show, it's whatever you want to make it out to be. How about that? I don't know. As far as I can see with who's in here right now, no. I mean, yes, it is. No, it's not a family show. It doesn't have to be a family show. Put it that way. But it does live on the internet. You're funny. What Jazz is the. But why would they? What type? What is it? Is it like a electro thing? Is it a country? What is it? What type of thing is it? Oh, Coach Train, you're talking to the right group here. You're gonna get along. You're gonna get along well here. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you. When we come up to Boston, we'll let you know. The last time I was up there was for the World Series game when they played the Cardinals. That was the last time. You guys are nuts. It's got jazz, rock, and rap. Okay. Makes sense. New Orleans. A little rock, a little rap, a little reggae. I know you love the reggae. Reggae's great. I mean, reggae's awesome. Always just got a good beat and always make you move. That's for sure. Yeah, Jake out bags. We can do Boston. Not going to a Red Sox game. Screw them. Freaking Red Sox. Jake out bags don't care about the Red Sox. He'd be rooting for the Red Sox. The Florgon would be the issue. I don't know if I could trust taking Florgon up to Boston. Oh yeah, Coach Train. Yeah, I am. I'm mostly breaking Jay Gow's. You know what? He's typically got some pretty good taste when it comes to that stuff. He finds all the cool stuff to go to. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, actually, in all seriousness, Jay Galbags knows his music. Once that Chinks comes on, when playing darts, just make sure to put on stack bundles, right? Put that stack on. R.I.P. Grew up in the neighborhood we just rolled through. Far Rockaway. What was it, Jay Galbags, that they filmed over there? Was it Rough Riders Anthem that they filmed down what we just passed? I think it was Rough Riders Anthem they filmed over there. Jay Galbags, be nice. Cotrain's a good guy, all right? He's a Red Sox fan, but we let him in here, you know? We let him in. He's accepted as a Boston guy. He's okay. He's all right. So hey, we got the New Yorkers here, and then we typically got the Boston guy. We typically got Cuz hanging out, who's down from Philly. So it's cool. We got a little trifecta of the region that usually hangs out over here. A little flavor, real true flavor of the Northeast. Snoop and Rough Riders. Oh, that's right. World War III. Apropos. That's right. World War III. Yep, you're right. That's it. If I keep saying that, maybe the algorithm will pick it up a little. Yeah, Philly. Ugh. The teams wise, I mean, really, the Yankees Red Sox rivalry has cooled off a little bit. We've been beefing more with Tampa Bay. In the football world, the Giants fans have their say with Tom Brady and the Patriots anyway. The Jets, forget about it. But Philly, they seem more dislikable in terms of a fan base. That's for sure. Oh, Go Train, yeah. Nunzio, what's going on, Nuns? How you doing, Nuns? Just hanging out over here. Yeah, Coach Train. I haven't seen a bunch of live shows. Jay Gow has. Florgon. I'm going to assume you feel the same way with me in the sense that you don't like the shift, but you don't like the fact that they're telling you that you can't do it. I'm going to assume that's what you mean by that. Nuns, yeah, good guys. Yep, I got a couple of friends in here, a couple of local guys. Co-train. We're hanging. Nuns is is a New Yorker that transplanted out to Vegas. So he's out there in the warm weather, the low humidity, the chapped lips. My lips, when I went to Vegas, my lips came back. They were the most chapped they've ever been in my life. That ad destroyed my lips. It was unbelievable. It probably enhanced because I went golfing that one day. So one day out golfing in that air, mean. Florgon, what's up? Exactly. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. With the shift, right? I figured that's what you meant because I personally do not like the shift in baseball. It annoys me to look at it. It does really aggravates me to look at it. I hope I'm back. Sorry about that. Had a phone call I had to take. But yeah, the shift. Hate the shift and I personally don't like it. I have my gripes with analytics. I feel like analytics are what they are. They're informative in certain ways. You have to use them in certain ways. We've always used them in certain ways. We've always kind of throughout a game, as the game's gone on, if you see a guy hit 3 balls in a row to the left side of the infield, that next at bat, when he comes up for the 4th or 3rd time, you're going to shift over to the left. We get it. I personally don't like looking at the shift. I hate having a second baseman play right field. I don't know. It just doesn't look right. It's just not how the game was set up to be played. But I'm going to agree with Florgon because, like I was assuming, he doesn't think that the league should in any way mandate it out or regulate against it or say it's illegal. Or I actually, to be honest with you, I haven't even looked at the rule or whatever. How are they doing it? Are they saying you can't? I'm assuming they're saying you can only have 2 guys on one side of the bag. Are they limiting how deep the guy can go out into the outfield? Because I feel like that would be weird. How would you limit? I could see saying having guys on one side of the bag. I guess it's an easy way to just to. But are they saying then that you can't be a certain depth into the right field or left field? Yeah, Jay Gal. I don't know. It's nice to see. I enjoy seeing the small ball. I say work against it. That's kind of like how the game has always been. But then again, I don't like coming in and saying, well, you can't do that. Baseball's been always kind of that game where you're innovating, but this is kind of breaking kind of those unwritten rules, though. You wouldn't just put a dude out in right field. Like, you just wouldn't do that. Yeah, co-train, right. As a hitter, I don't think co-train, I agree with you. As a hitter, I don't think you should be up there saying, that's unfair. They shouldn't be doing that. No, absolutely not. As a hitter, you're up there. You exactly. You were always supposed to hit the ball not where the defensive was. That was always the objective to the game. Hit it where they're not. How many coaches did you have that said hit it where they ain't? Hit it where they ain't. Hit it where they ain't. That was always the objective. It's more of just it's a yuckiness of watching the game and seeing the guys set up like that. It's just strange. It's almost like in football, if you, I don't know, if every time the better team just sent all their players downfield, let the team, I don't know. I don't even have a comparison. So let me not go down that road. Yeah, exactly, Fabian. Yeah, I haven't looked into it either. No infielder on the grass. I mean, okay, but I'm assuming you could still play. So you can't play deep. I mean, if you have back in the day, when you had Gary Sheffield up, the third baseman was basically playing in the stands. The shortstop, you're going to tell me the shortstop was a few feet back, or a better example is a big slugging lefty up. Barry Bonds is up. You're telling me the second baseman just in normal positioning isn't going to be playing maybe a couple of feet onto the grass? It'd be dumb for him not to be. See, that's where then it gets into that gray area, right? You have Barry Bonds up or someone of that ilk, someone that just rips balls into that hole. But you're not playing a stupid shift. You want to just position that second baseman accordingly. If I'm coaching, I say take a few steps onto the outfield grass. So because every time before the ball, as a position player, as the pitcher's throwing the ball, you're stepping in a few steps. You're naturally taking your position and you're moving in a few steps. So that natural few steps in should then take you to like the edge of that grass, where then you end up. It's going to be ridiculous if they make the guys not able to step back on the grass at all, or they might have to make sure they hop back on the dirt before the pitch is thrown like that. If that's where it gets weird. That's like the replay at second to see if the guy comes off the bag. I mean, some circumstances it's ridiculous. So the same thing with this, because in a normal positioning, I would say to the guy, take a few steps off to the grass so that when you get in your ready position, you're going to be your cleats just maybe right on the edge of the grass there. Yeah, yeah. I mean, if people go around it and it doesn't work, they're not going to do it. They'll say the numbers say it works. Who knows? It's easy to say numbers say things. I don't. I get it. You can use numbers, but I don't like it. The DH, I'm less passionate about. The DH is a weird thing to me. I guess you can consider me a purist in the sense that I don't look at it in a sense of the purity of the sport in the lens of the Major League Baseball and professional baseball. I can't kind of see it more in me playing. In my whole life playing, as you got older, you stopped hitting. That was just natural. And then unless you were a hitter that deserved to be in that lineup, you weren't going to be. You weren't forced into that lineup. Right away, as soon as you got to a higher level and it was obvious that you were not a good hitter, you were hit for. And that was that. So a lot of these guys, by the time they get to high school, especially a guy of that talent, he's obviously going to go to a very good high school. He's going to go to a very good college. He's going to be playing for a very good summer league program. If he's a stud pitcher, you think I've seen, again, perfect example is Sonny Gray. Sonny Gray, when he played summer league baseball, he was an outfielder. He was a center fielder. He got recruited to Vanderbilt as a center fielder. Got to Vanderbilt. They turned him into a pitcher. Different story. That guy, but still, even though, do you want to even watch that guy take at bats at the major league level? Someone who's recruited to Vanderbilt as a hitter, but still, do you want to if he stops hitting and focuses only on pitching? Now, normally, if you have a stud pitcher who's coming up at 15, 16, 17 years old, they're going to shut him down from those other positions most of the time. Or just as you get older and as the competition grows, you're going to hit less. And yeah, foregone. It's not worth it. And I agree, Coach Rain. I think they should be able to. Foregone, the extra inning thing, the guy on second base, I hate that. Again, it's just yucky. I just don't like it. Are they keeping that? I feel like that was the one thing that was still up for debate, and it looked like they might have, but using that excuse that just don't. Let's not mention that on here. The excuse that they were using to cut the game short. I hate that. As a kid, always growing up, I always loved the 19 inning, 18 inning games. The games, those bonus nights where you're staying up late as a kid because the game's going late. Like I'm still as an adult, when reasonable. And for them, that's what they get paid to do.
they get paid to do. If one team has to forfeit, then one team forfeits. That's it. I like the long games. That's one of those quirky things about baseball. There's no clock. Someone has to win. It makes it unique. Baseball is so cerebral. International tiebreaker. That's with the guy that starts on second base, right? I always thought they called it the West Coast. Didn't they start that in California? Like the West Coast extra innings. They start the guy. That's ridiculous. That's Little League stuff. That's Little League stuff when you're playing on fields that don't have lights and, it's getting dark. You don't have lights on the field, so you gotta get up the field. So, all right, throw a guy on second. Let's wrap this up. Come on, baseball is so cerebral, Florgon. That's what makes pitching great. That battle between pitcher and hitter is every pitch. Do you guys remember that Dick's Sporting Goods commercial where it was a 30-second commercial and it was basically hitting every single little detail that was going through that pitcher's head right before that pitch was thrown? Previous pitch. Where was the eye level on the previous pitch? What speed was it? Was he out in front of it? Was he behind it? Is he looking up? Is he looking down? What does he think I'm going to throw? Did I fool him last time? Did I go in pattern last time? Do I got to go off pattern this time? Am I hitting a corner? Do I need a strike? Do I need him to chase? What am I throwing well? Do I have my movement? All these things, these factor into every single pitch. And the higher level you get, the batter is just going to punish you that much more for leaving a ball over the middle of the plate. That's all it comes down to. The chances are you make that one mistake, you put the ball where the batter is almost has his muscle memory geared up for. He's thinking it beforehand. The ball's going to get hit. Guess what? It might get hit to someone. Which then again makes baseball amazing. That's what makes baseball great. Jay Galbags, I'll see you, man. I'll see you. Oh, you call it international rules here? Yeah, Coach Train. We don't really have a name for it here. We just call it the D-bag extra innings rule. I mean, it is what it is. I don't like seeing it at the professional level. I just feel like the higher level you get, like that stuff doesn't belong there. You want to do that at any other level, that's fine. You want to mess around with the minor leagues, go right ahead. But at that level of baseball, that's sacred. That should be sacred. But then again, the old timers will think a certain way. New people will think a certain way. I have this certain opinion on that for sure. Yeah, David Cohen, Flogon. David Cohen is moving, isn't he? He does have some great insight. He does. He's like A-Rod in that sense. I mean, A-Rod knows the game of baseball. I know A-Rod is teaming up with Michael K. Your boy, Flogon. Your boy, Michael K. is going to be with A-Rod now, I believe. I think they're doing like a simulcast or something. I'll still end up listening to mostly Sterling. I know it. Yeah, a single wins the game with that. It's weird. It's just not baseball, Coach Train. Like it's just so awkward. It's just you don't start an inning with a guy standing on second base. Just think of what does that do to the pitcher? The worst thing you can do to a pitcher is put runners on base. And that's why I've had this argument before. And I've had this debate before. And this is a great debate to have. And I know Flogon has heard me mention this before. A lot of the times, if you're a team that's trailing and you need a certain amount of runs, say you need 5 runs, and you get some runners on base, or you need 5, and you get some runners on base, and you get a single, a double, a single, blah, 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 you're moving. At the wrong time, a home run could be a rally killer. A lot of times, I've seen home runs kill rallies. Again, can you wish against a home run? No. You can't say, oh, no, don't hit a home run. Don't give me those runs on the board. I'd rather you not. But if you think about it, you're down by 5 runs. Bottom of the ninth. First guy gets on. Single. Next guy gets on. Puts the ball in the gap. Boom. You got runners around the base. First and second now. No outs. Next guy comes on. Say, boom, he gets a single. You got people running around the bases. You got 1 run in now. And this keeps going. All you're doing is putting more pressure on the team. If all of a sudden a guy hits, say, a 3-run home or a 3-run home run or a 2-run home run, say a 2-run home run, and it gets you only to within 2 runs now. So now let's just say you're down by 2 runs after that home run. Think about the stadium at that moment. Think about the stadium. The player hits the home run. The stadium is going crazy. You know what the other team's going to do? They're going to change the pitcher. They're going to slow the game down. Because once you round the bases after that home run, you give everyone your pounds, the music's going, or if you're on the road, the bench is going, whatever. You know what the pitcher's thinking now? Or what the new pitcher that comes into the game now is thinking? Reset. Assuming now, like I said, you're still down by 2, or you're still down by 1. You know, 1's a bad example because then 1 puts you still solo home run get you, but you're still down by 2. Say you were down by 7, you just scored 5 runs. You were down by 8, you just scored 6, you just scored 5. At that very moment, when you hit that home run, it could destroy your rally. It could take the air right out of the sails. I've seen it. Now I've seen it. I think last year, and I believe Aaron Judge was a part of it in some way. I just remember it happening because when it does happen, when I'm wrong, I really notice it now. There was a one time last year, the Yankees were down by big runs. They were rallying. Someone hit a home run, and I'm like, oh shoot, I think I'm going to be right here. But you know what? Next guy came up, base hit right away. Rally kept going. Yankees ended up winning. It might have been the year before when they had that crazy year where they had so many comebacks. So I'm not going to say it's fault. You know, it's not 100%. But a lot of times you kind of just want to keep you want to keep the merry-go-round moving. You want to keep the guys moving around bases. You want to keep the pressure on the pitcher. A lot of the times, if you hit that home run, it can just kind of allow the other team to take a breath, allow the other pitcher to take a breath. Could backfire. But then again, you can't wish against it. Flogan, I think he is. I thought I heard that. Maybe I'm wrong. Echo Train. You know, you'll get a lot of New Yorkers to agree with you on the first one, but the second one, I don't know about that. Maybe only a couple, but you know, geesh. Talk about starting beef. Come on. It's funny. That is funny. Yeah, Flogan, the deck is cleared. You know, again, it's hard to, especially you have to really be. You know, you're nitpicking. I'm obviously nitpicking when I say that. You're thinking real deep into it. It's hard to say to someone, all right, you're down by a bunch of runs and you need to score a bunch of runs, and you telling me at some point it's bad that a guy hit a 3-run home run? Not bad, but it could you could change the mood. You definitely change the mood. Yeah, Co-Train. Easy there. Jeez. It's supposed to be a New York centric experience here. I'm trying to give you. Jeez. Come on. A-Rod. I mean, as a New Yorker, I give A-Rod his props. I'm not an A-Rod hater. It's different looking at it as a Yankee fan, because a Yankee fan, there's a lot of, and as New Yorkers, there's a lot of just A-Rod haters. They just hate A-Rod. So that's never been me. I don't have that hate for him. I have the respect for him, whatever. I don't love him. I don't hate him. Jeter, same. Jeter was never this big cuddly teddy bear with the fans or the media. So, he's just the guy he was just the captain. He's the captain. He's El Capitan. That was it. But even at one point, Cashman told him, "Hey, You want to go shop around? Go ahead. He even told Jeets at one point. A-Rod has, his own thing. Had all his own issues going on. Suing MLB, all that jazz. But I can't wait for baseball season. I cannot wait for baseball season. Best time of year. The first milestone is the Masters. Masters weekend, beginning of April. The Masters golf tournament down in Augusta, Georgia. That's when you know we're getting close to summertime, hot weather. Cannot wait. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be absolutely awesome. But what time is it? 8:31. Still got a couple peeps. Yeah, stand-up triple scoring 2 guys and less than 2 out instead of 3 home run. I'll take exactly 4 gun. Again, I have witnessed it work out just fine hitting that home run. But if I had to choose, I am choosing that triple. That triple, that double, I'm choosing to just keep that merry-go-round going. Give me that home run when it's a clincher. A lot of times even tying the game. A lot of times you tie the game with that. How many times have you seen a team come back, they tie the game in the bottom of the ninth after a huge comeback with that one home run, they get that one run in, and they lose it. The worst is when you leave runners on. If you tie it and then leave runners on, it always comes back to bite you. Always comes back to bite you in extra innings. You tie the game, you better win the game. It's like pulling it. Pull it, use it. If you are going to tie the game and take all the momentum for that moment, you better use that momentum. You better win the game. Because a lot of times it comes back to backfire. But what do I know? Baseball. It's a great game. It's a thinker's game, like Florgon says. It's a game of finesse. It's a game of many different skills. Think of how many different unique skills you need to possess to be a good baseball player. It's unique. Very unique. But some people think it's boring. Some people hate it. Yep. Heading back into Howard Beach now, guys. In a couple of minutes, I'll do my my typical. I'll hang a left here along these. I'll end it along there once I get that beach. And yeah, Coach Rain, baseball IQ is hard to master. It is. Baseball IQ is a thing for sure. So this here is Vetro. I know I mentioned Vetro a couple of times before. That's the sister place to Russo's on the Bay. So when you first come into Rockaway, a lot of people think that this place here is Russo's on the Bay, but it's not. This place is newer, built by the same owners, but not Russo's on the Bay. All right, guys. Thanks, man. Thanks, guys. Florgon, J Gal Bags, Co-Train. Nuns was in here. Cuz, you were in here before. I know you're busy. Anthony Elios, I know stopped in. Everyone, appreciate taking the ride with me, having the convo. I really do. Next week, I know I said this last show. Next week, I'm definitely going to be in Brooklyn more, Brooklyn, Queens, in the neighborhoods a little bit more. this week was a real Long Island centered week. So you guys saw a lot of the Long Island back into Queens route. But I'm gonna be in a few different neighborhoods next week for sure. I have to be. So I'll be going live. Hopefully nice days. Hopefully people out. As the weather gets better, more people come out. So it just makes for more experience, more a better video. So and yeah, hit the like. Please, helps the algorithms and the whole 9 yards. So please, if you can, watching, hit the like button. And again, thank you. I'll see you guys. Flogan, be good. Coach Train, be good. And peace out.